Gynax did Girl Again.
Oh, they.
But they I guess some of the people who worked on Girl Again worked on Kill Like
Madhouse get busy too.
Yeah.
Madhouse.
Who does Madhouse? Who?
I think Madhouse did season 1 of One Punch Man.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Who the fuck did season 2? Because I heard that was trash.
Come on, Benny, man. The kid is a L7 Weenie.
So, I am here with
ZayArts, Isaiah Manson.
Okay, I wasn't sure what you were gonna go by, so I was like, let's get that out the way. What do I call you? All right, so Zay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So, what's it like being Zay?
Hey man, I'm just out here trying to make a living with his art stuff, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for about, give or take, about 5 years, seriously, professionally now. So.
Well, what about not professionally?
Not professionally, I started drawing literally. I started picking up the pen and the pad around 7 years old. So I've been, ever since then, I've just been.
That's when you made your first comic?
Nah, I was just, you know, drawing like pictures of characters like that. Like I remember my first character I did was Sailor Moon, and I didn't know how to draw the anime eyes. So what I was doing, I was giving her curvy eyes because I didn't know how to do it. It was too complicated at the time. I think, like I said, I was like 7 years old.
Yeah, I did just solid black dots up until I think I was about 16.
Yeah. When you really, I guess when you get older, you study how, you know, anime style is or whatever. So.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you do your first comic?
I think, cause all throughout middle school and high school, dog, like that's all I would do. I would grab little composition books. I'll grab like regular, you know, notebooks you would use for, you know, school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be drawing comic books and stuff in that. So I guess the earliest would probably be 6th grade, possibly, I guess you could say. So
okay.
I still have some to this day. Actually, some of my characters that I have today are based off those characters I made back in the day.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like they're all in that little top drawer.
Yeah, see?
That mess over there. Yeah, it's like
my closet looks like the same.
Yeah,
much.
this is actually a lot nicer than it looks typically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did my first. You remember the Captain Underpants?
Mm-hmm.
So when that came out, when I was like 7 in 3rd grade, I got at the book fair and then saw them making comics in there, and it was just like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I think I should do that.
Yeah.
And like I made, first comic I made was, at that age, it was like a Captain Underpants book.
Okay.
I forget what it was about. Something goofy like the stuff they usually dealt with, like something dealing with the cafeteria food or something like that.
So it was an actual captain. It was like I guess you would call them doujin or fan comic.
Yeah, it was what doujinshi?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
fan fiction or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did that. Also, like the dimensions I remember were weird because it wasn't just straight up paper.
Yeah.
I like tried to cut it, I guess, to make it seem like it was like comic book size.
Gotcha.
And I just remember it being like really janky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my mom to run some copies off for me. I don't think I sold that one. But when I did come up with my own character, and I remember I did that, that was in middle school actually, 6th grade, right around the same time. Where did you go to school?
Pebblebrook in Dundee.
Okay, I was at Garrett.
Okay.
And then
Where's that at?
Garrett Middle is. See, I was out of district, so it wasn't it wasn't like it was close, so I didn't really know how to get there.
Right.
But Garrett is. So that's not downtown Austell. That might be. It's like right off one of those downtowns. It might be downtown. It's not Powder Springs, not Marietta. Maybe that is downtown Austell.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, so it might be downtown Austell. It's like right down the street from there. You go up with the train tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's like a fire station right over there or something like that. So, but yeah, so I did a couple comics when I was in elementary school. Fell back for a second to just more so appreciate, like not on purpose or something, like I'm taking a sabbatical. But I was just like, I got really into just watching TV, playing video games. I mean, it was that, you know, that era. Everything was hot as hell. Pokemon, Dragon Ball.
All of that.
There's no time to make stuff. I gotta consume stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, then I started back in like middle school, like 6th grade. I did a comic. My teacher was excited for me. Did some copies for me. Sold them to the other kids, a la Captain Underpants. Then people started getting in trouble reading them in class. So it was like, hey, I can't run those copies for you no more. But yeah, it was like right around the same time. And then I fell off again up until about maybe senior year of high school. Another teacher took interest in me, and that kind of kickstarted me up to where I am now. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. See, with me, it's a little different with my little, you know, grade school situation experience. I feel like
An experience.
it's always been the same, even now. Like, this competition is always competition. So even in middle school, there was, you see how you said, well, you could sell your little comic books to people and they'll read them. Nah, it wasn't none of that. Everybody wanted to do their own comic book and stuff like that. So that was the thing. And now, even to this day, it's a lot of people out here who just, you know, want to specifically stay on their own wave. So,
But I mean, that's kind of good though, because that means you were exposed to the landscape of other artists like sooner. Because, you know, for me, I was more so just the big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Like, there was like maybe 1 or 2 other kids that could draw. They didn't make comics, but they could draw. And, you know, I sort of would, you know, by myself. They don't know I'm competing with them, but I'm like, man, I fucking hate the fact that people think you can draw better than me. But, I mean, shit, some of them could. But, I mean, I didn't really, like, have any other people really to go off of as far as making comics and stuff until I started doing, like, conventions when I'm, like, in high school and stuff. So, I mean, that's kind of, you know, a good thing, I would think. You doesn't sound like you enjoyed it that much.
no, I mean, it depends on the situation. You know, a lot of people, you know, when it comes to kids, everybody think, you know, I draw better than you, so I don't even need to look at your stuff. You know, that's how we were back in the day. So
Yeah.
it'd be like that.
So it's like basically the My Hero Academia of
Yeah,
comics.
you know, the usual type of stuff.
Or food. I haven't watched Food Wars, but I heard it's like real.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, and they like real snarky like that towards the other chefs in school and shit. But I was actually thinking, I was like, you know what? I was like, what might be a good idea? Something, you know how they have Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, did you ever see that Uno parody where they made Uno like an anime? That video? So
like
it's
meme?
Yeah, it's a whole. They made a whole like little video of it.
Wow.
It's not like for real animation.
Right.
But yeah, they made like a whole little comic off of it or whatever. And I was like, somebody should do that for real. Like, they'll probably be hella successful. I was like, maybe I'll do it at some point if no one else does it.
Someone I'm dating currently just put me on some shit called. Can I curse on?
Oh, curse all the much for
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Somebody put me on some show. I haven't really watched it yet, but apparently it's this chick. It's called Kakaguri or something like that. And this chick, she gambles and she gets turned on from gambling. She be wilding the hell out.
This is an anime, right?
Yeah, it's an anime.
that sounds right.
Yeah. So, I was like, yeah, like I think Megan Thee Stallion cosplayed as her for Halloween or something recently. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it's popping or whatever. So yeah, there's all kind of.
There's too many shows now to keep up. I miss the good old days where it was Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Ronin Warriors,
Pokemon,
Digimon. It was like about 7 anime really to keep up with. Now it's so easy to be that one dude that's like, oh, you haven't seen, you know, like, because there's so many of them out there, especially like those little niche anime that's like, oh, it's real good, but nobody knows about it.
Right.
Yeah. Do you draw most of your inspiration from? Like, what inspires your art?
Yeah, most of my inspiration is anime. Like, specifically, like, the stuff a lot of people don't even know about. Like, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people don't know about, but if you're not an anime person.
Oh, damn,
so basically
me.
anything from Gainax to
Like
Studio Trigger, all that's my stilo. I love all they do. I don't think it's anything I don't really like. Well, I'm lying. There's one series, but I can't remember the name of it. That's how shitty it is. But other than that, everything they put out is pretty dope to me.
Yeah, Kill la Kill.
Yeah, Kill la Kill.
What else did Trigger do?
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann, right?
I mean, well, Gainax did Gurren Lagann.
Oh, they did.
But they, I guess some of the people who worked on Gurren Lagann worked on Kill la Kill.
Madhouse get busy too.
Yeah,
Madhouse.
Who does Madhouse? Who?
I think Madhouse did season 1 of One Punch Man.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is season 2? Because I heard that was trash.
I think it's called JC. I only know it because they kept saying it's fucking JC. Like, they're messing it up.
Yeah, I heard it.
I think it's like JC Studios or something like that. Yeah, so. But, yeah, unfortunately that happened. The bright side is that Mob Psycho was out, so that's kind of like, like
Mob Psycho made me cry a couple times.
Yeah, that's the upside of season 2 of One Punch Man. So now I think season 3 they've learned
they're gonna bring it back,
and going off of the success of Mob Psycho, they'll have more room for One Punch Man. You know, so. But yeah, I was kind of the same way. Like anime really took. I mean, obviously Captain Underpants, which is an anime, but like from there, what is that noise? Oh, my TV. Hold on. I was gonna say, like, we got theme music on?
Word.
Alright, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by the orchestra. So yeah, it was Captain Underpants, and then from there, I went into, I guess Toonami, Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball came big inspiration, and then Powerpuff Girls came inspiration, just like cartoons in general. As I've gotten older, like nowadays, let's see, who do I look at the most? It's really just random stuff I come across, like through Instagram or Twitter. No one in particular. I would say, as far as artists I revere, Kim Jong-gi.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He gets busy.
He's a magician, yo. Like, real talk. I don't know, cause like I remember I used to try to do this shit as a kid and just draw shit without having to have foundation. But like even today, like I have to draw something like with a foundation. Like I have to draw out a skeleton, or maybe not even a skeleton, just the model shape of a person before I actually get to the detailing. This guy gets to the detailing before he does any of that. I don't know how he does it. It's a magician. Yeah,
he says this whole thanks to his visual library. Like, I guess
that's one hell of a visual library.
I mean, here's the thing: we don't know what he's doing when he's not drawing. I think that's the thing. True. He probably has this weird ass habits where he just like stands on a city block for like 5 hours or some shit.
Just watch people.
That's a lot of people watching that's been logged, so like what it takes to draw like that, you probably don't want no part of that shit. I don't think you can do it in the US. I mean, he looks like about 40 something.
Yeah,
but
he's getting up there.
I don't really know. He doesn't have hair. That that kind of stops any predictions. Yeah.
Right. He had a beard or something,
Yeah,
so. A long beard or something.
He's probably doing that on purpose. That's a good marketing strategy. Yeah.
Possibly.
Start getting older. Just shave all your hair and put on lots of lotion. Nobody's gonna know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like you're doing good. I saw your Kickstarter got funded. Iron Infinity.
Iron Infinity.
Go. If it's still running by the time I put this up, definitely go check that out. It could always use a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the Kickstarter ends on the 19th.
Of December?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got time.
Yeah, after my birthday, so it's not bad.
All right, December 18th?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say that sounds like someone's birthday I know. I think it's my friend Mark's birthday. Super doesn't matter. I don't know why people say that shit, It's like, oh, that's your birthday? I know a guy out of the other 7 billion people who was also born that day.
Right.
That's so amazing.
Yep.
But yeah, so what's it about?
Alright, so basically, Iron Infinity is about like 3 characters who are very unlikely. They don't. Well, 2 characters actually aren't really unlikely. They know each other, but one of the other characters, he doesn't really know them that much. But they're unlikely. They come together to defeat an evil syndicate who comes together, or who really wants to destroy the entire world. He has a plan to destroy it. Well, the person behind the evil syndicate has a plan to destroy the entire world. So they have to stop that shit from happening.
Okay.
It's actually a sequel to a prequel of a story that I came up with called Radiation and CJ. 2 of the characters, Radiation and CJ, are in Iron Infinity. They're part of that team.
Okay.
So yeah, it gets crazy. They get magic powers and all the good comic book superhero stuff.
Okay. I always like that word syndicate. It's It's like my second favorite group word behind coalition.
Mm-hmm.
I like coalition. That just sounds like...
It sounds official.
Yeah, like everyone wears turtlenecks or some shit.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, I can believe in that.
Turtlenecks or business suits.
Like, if someone was going around for the whole presidential election and said, would you like to join our coalition?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I probably don't because I'm not that political, but I'm very intrigued. Like, tell me about the coalition,
right,
you know?
Right.
It's a good word. But I mean, it sounds like a good comic. I mean, clearly it's funded on Kickstarter, so yeah, you're doing something right. So, yeah.
I'm working on this sequel as we. Well, I'm not working on it yet, but I have my writer. He's working on it as we speak. So.
Oh, so what do you do with the comic? Do you write it or just create it?
I draw it.
Draw it.
Well, I sketch it. Then I ink it. Then I also have the inker to help me out with all that process too, because it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much work for one person.
How many pages is it?
I think this is 82 pages, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's that times 2? What's
80 times 2?
Yeah.
160?
So 160 pages altogether, drawn out. So
that's actually how many pages, like, the book I just did. Where is it?
where is it?
Oh, it's up there on the printer.
Okay.
The book I just released. I don't know. Are you at all familiar with the stuff I've done? I don't expect you.
I know
to,
you did like Swagger Ball Z or something like that.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Okay,
So
you doing something new now, or?
So basically, what I've done is like, you remember the old PC game MUGEN? You ever play that?
Yeah.
So I basically have turned that into a comic where every character, real, fiction, all exist in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I've sort of like turned those into stories.
Mm-hmm.
And like the latest one that just released involves... Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
But
I know, busy man. Busy.
no, it was an alarm for this actually. I just had to turn it off.
But so basically, it involves Goku,
Okay.
Frank Ocean, the singer, and Cookie Cat from Steven Universe.
Wait a minute. So that's not Swagger Ball Z?
No, this isn't Swagger Ball Z. You know, that's more so just original stuff.
Gotcha.
And it's not even called Swagger Ball Z no more. But so Goku, Frank Ocean, and Cookie Cat, they're all trying to get the Dragon Balls before Puff Daddy can. To make a wish from the Eternal Dragon and stuff, and then they end up fighting. Puff Daddy has this, he's managing a superhero's career, and she fights Goku for him and all that stuff. It is a goofy story. And Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty shows up for like a few, pages.
So wait a minute. What made you want to put Frank Ocean and Diddy in there?
So, I forget how Diddy got involved, but I think it was back when Frank Ocean, because the story is called Boys Don't Cry, which was supposed to be the name of his second album. So the story is basically about why his second album was delayed so long.
Okay.
Like that. So whenever it got delayed, I was like, you know what would be funny if like, Frank Ocean's album has been delayed because he's been busy getting the Dragon Ball. I don't know why I fell on that, but it was like, he's like, if he's been busy helping Goku get the Dragon Balls from Puff Daddy and all this other stuff, and he just couldn't release the album. So it was like, it evolved from that, and then it just became a whole story with I guess I always liked the character Cookie Cat from Steven Universe. You ever watch Steven Universe? So it's just this. He's not even really a character. They have a song about him in the pilot. He's like a ice cream. He's just a mascot for an ice cream tree.
Okay.
So he's not even really an established character. But something I like to do with the story MUGEN is bring characters that aren't really as popping as like Goku and stuff, and then just put them in situations together. So, and how I roll that into my stuff is just basically borrowing from the MCU. You just create a connected universe where all of these stories are connected, which helps propel interest in the original story.
Gotcha.
So, Dragon Ball Z's been turned into what's called pizza now, and so and that's actually the story I'm working on next with this other Dragon Ball story, Dragon Ball Super Corona. It's like it's about the origins of the coronavirus and how that goes on, and then that's connected to a story in the future and stuff like that.
Did you ever think about like reaching out to them, like Puff Daddy or Frank Ocean?
So when I think, because basically what I do is I release my comics and then I do a comic scroll, which is basically a video version of it with like music playing,
Okay.
and then a comic dub, and then an OVA. I haven't got to the dub and OVA phase yet, but my thinking is by the time it gets to the comic scroll or the dub, it'll probably catch on, and then it's like they'll figure out about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not reaching out to anybody just in case they try to send me back a cease and desist.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like, hey, you can't put me in a comic, you know, with Goku and like the absurdity of it.
I mean, it might work out for you though. You might, you know, tag them and they see a name like, wait a minute,
Hey,
that's me.
That could work out. I feel like that would work out more so with like, say, Megan Thee Stallion or Michael.
Yeah,
You know,
people who are actually
people who have established themselves as being into like anime and stuff
right,
like that.
right.
So I've thought about trying to come up with something for one of them, but I haven't found an organic way to do it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
I think definitely Megan Thee Stallion will mess with you.
she would. Yeah. So
She into all that stuff. So yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, so I've like seen you're like popping more so like on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have like a bunch of like, how did you get so many followers?
Bruh, it's a story.
It's a story. I like
Basically,
stories.
So what I was doing like back when like Instagram was like, I guess, popping for black artists, I was using this app. I guess you would call it a bot or whatever, and what it was doing, it was liking my followers and my people who I followed. It was liking their followers posting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see that this random account follows, likes their stuff, they're like, who's this? So they click on my account and they see, oh, well, it's art. It's interesting, so I'll follow.
Yeah.
So that's how most of my followers came around. And then when Instagram started, banning all those bots, I was stuck for a good minute. Like, I didn't know how to do it. Then I came up with the idea of drawing like models and stuff like that, because I know a lot of people like how my art style looked, specifically when I draw black women.
Mm-hmm.
So I started drawing black women a lot, like really popular black women, especially the ones that are into anime. They would share the stuff and I'll get followers that way. So that was one way. Then another way, I guess, is participating in certain artists challenges on Instagram, like draw this in your style. Like I have some of my followers draw my character, like Miss Makeshift is a really popular character. So they draw her and then they'll share that in a profile and they're like, oh wow, I like this character, let me see if there's more art of her. And they go to my page and they see more art. I get my followers that way. So there's a lot of ways to get followers. It's just Instagram is just mad difficult these days.
Would you say it's worth it?
These days, to start fresh with a new account, unless you have well, I don't want to say it's never worth it. I won't never say that, but it's always good to put your stuff out there. But I don't know, to think you about to get like 20,000 followers in a day or a month or something like that, those days are done.
My thing is, like, if people were to ask me, I would say that Facebook is the move right now. Facebook and YouTube.
Well, I say Facebook depends on what you're trying to go for. Like with my Kickstarter stuff, Facebook is the move. That's where all the money. People on Instagram don't care about that shit. I just posted because I want to let people know that
Yeah, give yourself the chance.
Yeah. So, but people on Instagram don't care about that. Facebook is definitely the move. I still have yet to crack YouTube. I still don't understand how that world goes. YouTube or Twitter. I don't get that place.
I haven't Twitter and Instagram to me are just more so, that's something fun to do versus something I'm there like for my business and stuff. Just because the opportunities for monetization are low on those pages.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you can, if you get big on Twitter, that's cool for clout, but what can you really do with it? It's like if you get big on YouTube, you can make money. If you get big on Facebook, you can make money, So those are the pages I really try to concentrate on.
I say the positive about getting clout and getting big on Twitter is that as soon as you get big on Twitter, I notice a pattern. As soon as you get big on Twitter, you get big on Instagram. It's like it's like a double up right after that. So, I feel like that's probably the only thing, like you said, is the clout. But like I said, as soon as you get popular on Twitter, immediately Instagram is right after.
I've seen how it does in every other business. It's quite the, what they call it, the catalyst. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, are you doing good on Twitter?
No. And you know what's funny? Like, I'm guessing it don't work the other way around. Like, you can't get popping on Instagram, then you're gonna get popping on Twitter. Because I tried multiple times just try to share my Twitter handle, even like screenshot my Twitter, my words my Twitter, and tell people to go follow. Probably gained like 5, 6 followers from that, and you see all the followers I got on Instagram. So I mean, that should tell you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I guess it's really just, I guess it comes down to what, you know, people, like, just what you're comfortable with, you know, what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, a lot of people are on Twitter, but then they'll just stay on Twitter. Like, they won't really try to migrate the audiences. So, I mean, are you a believer in the whole you should be everywhere at once thing?
I try to believe in that, but nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. It's too much work to try to stay up to date with everything, like from like DeviantArt to Tumblr to Twitter to YouTube to Instagram. What else? Facebook. That's 7 things. It's too much.
I was like, I just remember that's where I found out about you way back when on DeviantArt. Yeah, I was like, that was the first time. Yeah.
And I've tried.
I remember you did polls like all the time. Yeah. Oh man, it was focus group, but now yeah, I was like, yeah, he's definitely trying to crack the nut because he has like every I was like, every time I'm gonna get on, there's be like 3 I missed, 3 questions I missed. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let me see what people are saying. You know, let's see.
That was back in the day, you know, before I moved, you know, migrated to Instagram, whatever. I still try to post on DeviantArt every now and then, but it's hard.
I gave up on DeviantArt.
Yeah, I don't like their new interface they got going on.
What they do?
I don't know. You might have to go in there and check it for yourself, because that thing look crazy. I can't even lie to you. Like, I guess it kind of reminds me of MySpace before it went under a little bit, but I don't know. It was crazy.
I mean, like, you're definitely not on a good road with it. Kind of reminds me of MySpace.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to keep up, you know, all the artists together and stuff. But
it's just like, I mean, DeviantArt, like you said, like MySpace, it was cool before other things got here. You know, MySpace was cool before Facebook got here. And DeviantArt was cool before Twitter and Insta got here. You know, it's just, you know, the world has evolved beyond what that website provides. You know.
Now, I'm not going to completely throw shit on DeviantArt, because I definitely met my anchor for Iron Infinity on there. So there's also some positive things on there as well. You know, if you need some work or something, you need some extra help and stuff. But as far as like building the community, I feel like it's dead.
How important would you say inking is? Like, I've never really bought into inking. I just like, I draw it and then I'll raise the levels in Photoshop, and that makes the line solid black.
I mean, you know, it's a style.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want that like clean comic book official look, then you might want to do the inking thing. But if you're just doing your own thing like that, it's a style. Cause like I know with Captain Underpants, I don't think that's ink.
Or rather, it's just straight ink. It looks like it's like kind of brush mark, like, or at least it used to. I don't know how like they're making like the Dogman books now. I don't know how they do it, but it looks like they just, because he's not really trying to be too clean.
Yeah,
he just kind of does it.
Like a scribble scrabble type thing, but it still looks good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I mean, it really all depends on the style. Cause like I done switched my style a couple of times, honestly. But the style that I got right now, I feel like it's my most concrete. It's been like that for about 3 years now. So.
What do you like about this one? Versus the other ones.
This one, I noticed the reaction from people. Like a lot of people say it's a mixture between like anime and cartoon, like American cartoon style. And I guess you would say I got my idea from this artist called Yuji Himkai. He's an artist who did oh my god, I'm having a brain fart right now. What is that damn game called? Entry and Odyssey. You ever heard of it?
No.
Yeah, it's like if you look at that style and you look at my art, you'll be like, okay, I see exactly where he got stuff.
It's called Stadium?
Entrian, or I think it's Entry and Odyssey. It is ENTRIAN Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's like I was trying to listen to the word and I got lost in the middle. It's like ITIE. I'm like, all right.
you can look at the play.
Like I'm trying. Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to listen, but I know I lost.
Yeah.
I lost.
But yeah, when you look at that shit, you like, oh yeah, because like the style is dope and like. And it's very versatile. Like I see a lot of artists doing it. It's not just that artist in particular. It's a lot of artists do it. A lot of them. Even like there's some artists who do it in Marvel. Like they do it in the new comic book runs or whatever. So.
Do you still read like comic books and stuff?
Man, if I had the time, I would. But you know, the only time I really read comics is when it's stuff that I guess my fellow black artist friends have released, and I just check their stuff out to see what they're working with. But me checking out Marvel or anything, man, it's
last one I read was I Hate Fairyland. You ever see that? You know who Scotty Young is?
No.
Okay.
I know art styles more than I know names.
It's kind of like if you saw it, you probably recognize it because it is a very distinguishable style. You've probably seen something that he's done, but he did a comic called I Hate Fairyland it was like published by Image. Okay. It's about this girl named Gertrude. I think she has like long pink hair. It's like in curls or whatever. But it's like a cool like funny action, just jokey comic.
Okay.
That's the last one. I don't really pay attention to like Marvel and DC anymore.
It's alright. But especially with how anime is and how the indie market, like every time I go on Facebook or something like that, like indies are going insane. There's some new shit coming out every day. Yeah. Like, so they better watch out because it's getting more and more rough with them, especially with that the little coalition that what's the name is trying to do.
Is there a real coalition?
Well, put it like this. Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
He's he's the guy behind the MCU and all that. What he's doing is, I don't know if you heard of it, but what he's doing is he's taking all the comic books and making them based off the movies. So
I heard something like that.
Yeah. So that's cool. It's a cool concept, but at the same time, like, nah.
I mean, like I was telling you, this dude who I had on the show before, and he asked me like, what do I think Marvel should do or DC should do? I was like, basically, you take your blueprint from the MCU. You bog all like they have too many titles for one character. Bog it down to one story, okay? You have your multiple stories for you have your stories for Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, yada yada, and they all eventually like every few years, not every year, but every few years, there's an event, and you get like a real like one of their better artists, like say Alex Ross is. You get like him like to do the artwork for this bigger book, someone who's really dope with it, and then that's how you roll. That's
essentially what Marvel did, but they just didn't do a good job. Like, what year was that? I think it was 2017 when they came out. It was either 2017 or 2016 when they came out with Secret Wars Part 2. It was like a major event where all the characters come together. And they actually did exactly that. They got a great artist. Like, talking about no inking. I don't think he inked anything. It was just pencils. And they look great. Like, oh my God.
Is that the Battle World story?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, that art in there, man. It's like a work of art. Literally, like that shit could be sold in a museum somewhere. Or sold in a museum. But I guess it didn't. I guess fans wasn't really dealing.
I mean, I've heard people talk about it, like you ever watch Comics Explained?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he talks about it like he reviews it. I don't know what other people are saying, but he had a lot of respect for
that art in that book.
Yeah.
I think I bought like specifically because I like the art so much. I think I bought like three not three copies, but three comics that have to do with Secret Wars.
Would you say you prioritize art over the writing of a book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
How come?
I don't know. I guess because I'm an artist. I don't know. I like looking at pretty art. I don't know what it is about that, but hey, it is what it is.
I've always thought like if a story has good like storytelling and writing, that it would overcome like so art. Yeah. Like basically like the concept of South Park. Like it's not great animation, but because of the writing, it's like it's very entertaining.
Like even with Attack on Titan. Like their first few comics. Which
I was about to say, I thought that was like a real well done anime. I don't watch Attack on Titan.
No, it's really well done, but the art, oh my god, trash. That and One Punch Man.
Yeah, the original One Punch Man. Yeah,
trash.
So, but yeah, the story, I was like, I always would say, because sometimes people will come up to me at a convention or whatever, and they'll be like, what should I, you know, my art's not good enough and all that stuff. And I'll be like, your art's probably fine. You just need to work on your storytelling, and if you got that down, if you can tell a story, you know, with the good sequencing and all that stuff, you'll probably be straight. Yeah. You know?
Or if you don't really want to do that and you just feel like drawing, you can hire somebody to do it for you.
Yeah, that's always too. How much do you like pay people to do stuff for you?
Well, the writer who wrote Iron Infinity, we kind of worked out a deal because he's a rap artist. Okay. So what I would do is I would draw his mixtape covers and he'll write the script for Iron Infinity. Now for Iron Infinity 2, I'm gonna have to pay him. I don't know how, but I'm gonna have to pay him because he did too good of a job and we already came up with an idea for that anyway. So I'm gonna have to pay him for that. But yeah, that's how it was. I'm not necessarily sure, but the art, the inker, it's like I think 20 to 25 a page to ink my pages. So, and then my inks are pretty clean, so it's not really that much he has to do extra to make them look good. So.
Okay. Do you just make comics or you do something else?
What do you mean?
Like, do you have a day job?
Oh yeah, I mean I have a day job, but most of my time is doing art. Like people hit me up on Instagram to do stuff on like mixtape covers and posters and logos and mascots and whatever, basically. So I mean I do that, and then also I have a little day job. I work 5 hours in the morning, and I come home and just smooth sailing from there. Art.
Yeah, that works. I just realized the shirt. Is that you make that?
Yeah. This is actually a shirt that you can get on the Kickstarter.
Product placement.
You know what I mean?
Talk
the
Kickstarter.
About it. What is the Kickstarter? I think it's Kickstarter.com/Iron Infinity or something like that.
You asking them what?
No, I don't know, because the URL is so long. Like they don't have a way to shorten it. So if you just go to my Instagram, ZayArts21, and then click the link on my profile. But yeah. This shirt will be available. Then I have like 4 other shirts that'll be available as well. So.
Have you ever gotten really big into t-shirts, or that's not really?
Still something I haven't really cracked yet. Like I guess it's because of my mind is so occupied on so many other things like this, and then commissions, and of course I want to do my comic book stuff, but I also want to release illustrators with my characters so people won't be get bored or won't know about them. Instead of just me releasing, screenshots of the comics, I want to release pictures of my characters too, so people could, I guess, identify with them and get used to seeing them.
Promotional art. Yeah.
Right. So, my mind's on so many things when it comes to that, yo. Yeah. So many things.
Trust me, I know the whole. It's hard being like you're working with people and you're still like kind of a team of one.
Yeah.
So I know it can be a struggle, just like because you have to maintain the business side of things, marketing, art, creative direction. It's like it's a lot going on.
Maintain your sanity dealing with people that's within the industry. There's a lot of people that are in this industry that are very toxic.
You beefing, Zay?
I'm not beefing with anybody.
Okay, yeah.
But I will say I had
drama over here.
No. I will say I had a lot of drama back in back in the day or whatever. But things is cleared off now. I'm just trying to start off with a clear slate. Just get people to look at my stuff and that's it.
Yeah, I always I have heard about like artists or other just to be like being catty with other people. I'm I always thought all artists were chill. Like that didn't sound right to me.
Nah. Especially the black artists. Man. I love y'all, man.
I thought they was. If you look on Twitter, you'd think every black artist loves every other black artist. Like I'll see that hashtag drawing while black going around and stuff. Yeah. Hella retweets. I'm thinking it's just all so there's like a whole civil war going on.
I won't say it's a civil war, but people got cliques and circles, and if you talk to this person, well, don't talk to that person. It's like it's like high school all over again.
That's too bad.
It's life.
Yeah.
I feel like that's in every industry.
It probably is. I mean, people gonna be people, but it's like I haven't really got this is why I like doing the podcast, because I haven't really taken the time to reach out to other artists. I've known about you since DeviantArt, and I've never even, seen you before. Right. So it's like, I'm like, yeah, I just go around now on Twitter, like, who else does art in Georgia and stuff? I've only found other black people so far. I'm trying to find, I want to have a diverse group of friends. So I'm trying to find some more white people or Latino or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to go around and get more connected. And then it's like, hey, you want to come on the podcast, just talk about comics or just whatever, not necessarily always just comics. Because, there's more to people like, do you hoop? Do you like basketball?
No. I stopped playing sports.
Oh, you retired? Oh, damn. They hung the jersey.
I'm done. If it ain't about music or this.
You make music?
I used to. I stopped. I stopped because I wanted to get serious with this, but I think I stopped in 2014, I believe. So it's been quite a while since I've been anything.
Oh man, that was like in the Dat Piff era.
Yeah. I got a few mixtapes on there.
Okay. Yeah. You want to shout them out, or you want to talk about that?
I don't even know. If you type in Zay the Realist, you'll probably find some of my music on my YouTube. It's youtube.com/ZayMM10. You'll find like 2 songs on there. But
2 songs?
Yeah, they ain't nothing biggie. No big deal.
What? Is as good as Biggie?
No, they're no big deal. No big deal at all.
I heard what you said. Yeah.
No big deal at all, man. No big deal.
But so you just focused on art, nothing else really got going on?
This is my life, yo. Like, I'm mad this whole COVID situation happened because this year was low-key supposed to be the debut of this comic, Renisha and CJ. I was supposed to be at, you ever heard of MomoCon? You been there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to have a table out there this year.
But, they put you on at the next one, right?
Yeah.
They rolled you over?
That's going to be the next one next year.
I like to think, especially in Atlanta, we already been kind of throwing the shit out the window, like
still open,
Corona, so I'm pretty sure next year they're gonna try and get that money, because that's what it comes down to. They're trying to get that money for the Congress Center and all that shit.
Right.
So they probably will. I'm trying to go to, like, I don't do as many conventions anymore, but I do want to go to the next Atlanta Comic Con.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go there, but yeah, convention season. I actually went to a convention though. They had one in South Carolina, PowerCon.
Recently?
Or Power Comic Con, yeah.
When was
it? It was September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it big? Was a big turnout?
It's not MomoCon. They doing MomoCon numbers, but I mean, it was pretty decent. Yeah, a little one-day convention, and they had this little event. They had this little event center or whatever. Nice little crowd of people. Cause I was wondering, I'm like, go up there and it's like, cause I've been to a convention before. The first one I went to, I'll never forget. It's called Xenopalooza out in Little 5 Points. Exactly. That's that could have been on the flyer.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So it's like I went there and nobody showed up. It was this little art center and it was like maybe like about 6 other tables there. It was
an actual Comic-Con.
It was an art festival, but I mean, no one showed up, and so I was wondering. I'm like, well, COVID and everything is like, how many people really gonna come up there? What's the policy gonna be and everything? They're like, it's just a regular old convention. Nobody's really, nobody was really all that bothered or masked up, the wazoo or anything, or disinfectant. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, people coming by the table, yada yada. I kind of fucked up because I didn't have my shit all together. I had to stay up the night before. I was in here with my printer just printing off books. Like I print everything at the house now. So I was just trying to get everything ready. I was still getting ready at the table. I missed like the big rush. Like basically 70% of the big rush. I missed it. I didn't think everybody's gonna come right as soon as they opened. I'm like,
some people be thirsty for that anime merchandise.
Clearly, I thought the pandemic was slowing down.
Not now. Especially when everything closed down. They're like, nah, I need to get out.
Yeah, so I blew that opportunity, but I did get a couple new patrons off of that because that's what I really use conventions for now. I'm not really trying to sell books.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can sell a book, but it's like as much as they make you pay for tables, it's like, you know what, it'd be a lot better walking out of here with a recurring subscriber than it is to walk out of here with, a little profit on the book.
Facts.
So that's my game plan when I go to spots now. It's like, hey, you can get one of every book on this table if you become a subscriber. Because that's that's building an actual relationship for one, and then two, it's just better. It's a better business tactic.
So if you say Patreon, you mean on Patreon? Or?
Yeah, Patreon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm shot. Patreon is a whole other monster for me.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another tough nut to crack.
Wow.
This convention tactic has been that's my best idea for it so far. Yeah. If you got a better one, I'd love to hear it. But
as far as getting patrons,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hearing about this one page though. You ever hear of OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole other monster.
I was like,
right
nah,
there.
they figured it out, you know, but
not really. I mean, you know, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but not really. They ain't figured shit out.
Let's go there.
They ain't figured nothing out. A lot of these chicks out here, man. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Just real out here. But yeah, Patreon is difficult, yo. Like, I used to make like $120 a month from there.
That's good.
And this was 2 years ago.
What happened?
I don't know. People just started dying off.
Well, I remember Patreon did make a lot of public, like the company itself, they did a lot of things that a lot of creators didn't agree with. Like they banned somebody or something like that, and a lot of people just didn't feel comfortable paying to it. I'm like, you're not really. I mean, sure, Patreon's taking a cut, but you're still supporting the artists, you know. Exactly. So I don't see the big deal, but other people like I know there was. Like when they looked at their records, there was like a mass exodus from the website. A lot of that's too with Kickstarter. People using like Indiegogo and stuff now. So I don't know what they did, but yeah, some people just weren't feeling it.
So like now I'm making like $10 a month on that shit.
Oh,
if
damn.
that.
That's
If that. Yeah. So I'm like now I'm just putting it out there. It's just I just post my what I do is I post like early. Post it before I post on Instagram. I post it there first, and then, you know, then I also post. Well, when I was working on Iron Infinity, I was posting stuff for Iron Infinity before I released it.
Yeah.
So other than that, sure, Patreon is just Patreon.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to not give up on it and really just it's like okay, I'm still trying to solve that problem basically. You know, so it's just. It's there for people when I go to conventions. It's more of a highlight, but it's like it's not something I really focus. Webtoon. What about Webtoon?
Webtoon. It's kind of difficult for me on there too as well. I was posting Release and CJ on there. Actually, I think I posted the entire story on there, and they got a little feedback, but it wasn't a lot of feedback like I thought. You know, I think the issue with Webtoon is the fact that. Like, people can comment on your comics or whatever, but you'll never know unless you check under the post. Like, there's no notification, anything like that. So it's not user friendly, I guess you would say.
In the community aspect of it, it's very low because it's not even like you can click on someone's name and like go to profile, maybe DM. Right. You can't talk to anyone unless they just tell you, oh, hit me up on some other page or something like that. I think that's a real weakness. But I mean. For me, when I was posting on there, it was funny thing is like I was on Webtoons, not the early days, but like right after the early days, where it still wasn't too many people, so you could post a comic and get a lot of views, probably like 2 or 3 subs, right? Yeah. Nowadays, you post a comic, maybe 2 or 3 views. You're lucky if you get a sub. It better be dope if you get a sub, and. I think it's just become really crowded, and it's more so a circle jerk because it's not. I don't think you have a lot of just people interested in comics, and you have a lot more so creators. Yeah. I was just about to say that specifically foreign creators. There's a lot of foreign creators on there, like the ones that are really popular, the ones that you know for a fact. As soon as you read like the anime or release, and you really this is based off a webtoon comic. Like, damn, like they got people making animes off these comic books now. Yeah. And it's mainly like I said, foreign people. It ain't really, us. It's so. Yeah. So and it's like for what it takes to get paid on there. I'm like, if you get 1 million views on Webtoon, I think they throw you like $1,000. And it's the same thing if you get 2 million views. Like it tops out right there. I'm like, if you were to get 2 million views on a YouTube video, you getting paid.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, I think the move really, especially for like indie creators, is like you need to find a way to convert your comic into a video and get it on one of these hosting websites.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people are already doing that. Some people like of like popular webtoons like Unordinary, like they'll just have a dry scroll of the comic in a video format, no music, no sound effects.
Nothing.
It's just the comic slowly scrolling.
Do they have people reading the words or stuff, or no?
No, there's no narration. It's just the comic, but it's such a popular comic.
They
Get a
views.
couple thousand views, you know. It's like, so it's like the market is there. Like people will watch your video, put some music behind it, put some sound effects, even better. You know, the more you dress it up, I would assume it'd make it more entertaining. But I'm like, yeah, you gotta find a way to tap that market, to get into that market.
See, that's the thing. Like, I'm in the crossroads when it comes to that part of the conversation, because it's like I want to do what you're saying, but I also like want to do animation. But animation is so difficult, bro. Oh my! I don't know how people do the stuff they do.
I would
man.
hire someone to animate.
Yeah, man. I don't. Oh my god, yo. Like I be sitting here trying to do like a little 2-second animation. It's difficult. So it's like I don't know what I'm gonna do when it comes to that. I might have to just either pay somebody to do it for me or do what you said, do the whole
I mean,
motion
I'm gonna do both. It's like, cause it's more video means more earners, you know. Yeah. So hey, I'll do it like this for now, and while I'm working, that can be out there while I'm working on the next one, you know. So it's like I'm sure there's gonna be people who will watch both. There's gonna be people who only look at one of the two or one of the three different type of mediums, you know. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna just get as many earners as I can. That's the idea.
It's either, I mean, it's gonna cost either way. It's either gonna cost with your time or cost with the money, because animation is not cheap. Right. It's like a stack for like I think 2 minutes or a minute or something like that. It's like, damn, $1,000 for a minute?
Yeah. Find you someone. Do what the big boys do. You find someone cheap to do majority of it, then you get that real dope dude to throw down that little like you said, 2 minute, 1 minute fight scene. Yeah. Throw down that sake gun on there, and it's like, all right, yeah, it's that's a whole show, you know.
Speaking of sake gun, have you seen? Have you heard of Dragon Ball? It's like a fan animation on
Deliverance.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen the last episode?
Not all of it. I think, or maybe I have seen all of it. It's the one with the bra goes Super Saiyan and all that stuff,
and
right?
With old girl, I think it's Pan. Or something.
Bulla or Pan, yeah. So, I believe I've seen it. I remember there was like a stretch of nights where I was trying to watch it, and I kept falling asleep because I was just tired at that point. But and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch the first one and the second one, and it's gonna be a whole thing. Fall asleep, you know, midway.
I feel you, man. I'm trying to watch anything animation wise late night is the devil.
Yeah, but Deliverance is cool. But there's the other one that I actually like more so. I forget what it's called, but there's like a couple fan Dragon Ball animations on there.
I know of only.
Might be called Absalon.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Absalon.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Deliverance. And there's another one like Second Son or something. It's about Vegeta and his father or some shit like that. Actually, no. It's about Vegeta's father and his father.
Are you paying attention to the actual Dragon Ball series these days?
Yeah, bro. I don't know what they doing, man. You talking about Dragon Ball Heroes? Or you talking about Super?
No, Super. Like in the manga.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they doing, dog.
So what?
This nigga Goku, man. Man, they need to fire the writer.
Take a sip of water on that
They
one.
need to fire the writer, bro. Like,
Toyotaro, you not feeling him?
So basically what they're doing is, I guess, doing the Cell Saga all over again. Yeah. Basically, man, that shit's stupid, bro. Like, there's so many things they could do, like just based off the last season, even with the Tournament of Power. Like, there's so many characters in there. So I mean, I don't know. It's
unfortunate because you can see just from all the fan stories that are out there that there's potential still, even at this point in the story.
Hella potential.
There's so much potential for new ideas, new concepts, exploring characters, all that other good stuff. But it's like they're playing it safe.
Yeah.
And it's like, then the crazy thing is, like Dragon Ball Heroes, that story, if they actually took time to flesh it out, way better than Super.
Truthfully, that should be Super.
Yeah, I'm like, way better than Super. If they took the time to flesh it out and maybe cut 2 or 3 of those fan servicey things because they're just like a little too much.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like I saw something with Cooler. And like being Golden Cooler, and it's like cool, but doesn't make sense. You know?
I thought you was about to say how they mixing GT with Super together.
Oh no, that's
beautiful.
I mean,
like,
honestly, it's like that's it's not the only option, but it's definitely a solid, viable option when you consider all the different perspectives on GT and Super and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, just mix them into the same thing, and that settles that whole thing right there. You combine your audiences, and it's like that's definitely a good idea.
Yeah,
but it's I don't know. They're playing it a little too safe. I'm ready for the Moro saga to be over because it's like, all right, what's next? Yeah. And honestly, it helped me because I'm trying to do my story. Like in the Corona story, I would say it's centered around Brawly, Chila, and Limo. Okay. And like what they be doing. So. The idea is that you ever watch Venture Brothers on Adult Swim with Brock Sampson and stuff?
I never watched it, but I know too.
Okay, so there's these characters on there like called the Investors, all right, and they're just look like the 4 Horsemen or whatever. But anyways, the idea is that they break out Moro in return that he makes that wish to free all the prisoners from the prison. It's like that's a weird wish, right? Like why did he do that? So this helps fill in that blank somewhere. And so one of the prisoners he frees is Corona, who goes off into a different planet where Broly, Chila, and Limo have ended up, where they're like bounty hunters, and then they get into this whole thing, yada yada yada. Okay. But so yeah, it helps fills the gap of what's been going on with them, and I'm like ready to see the next saga because it's like. I try to keep my stories as part of the actual canon as possible. It's like the Boys Don't Cry story with Goku that takes place during the time skip between the androids and when Trunks got there. So the idea is that it's still canon, right? This is actually canon. It explains how he actually gets the heart virus in that story. So like that's what makes it more fun. It's not just a fan story. It's like this is actually fits within the cracks of the other stories. So yeah, I'm ready to see what the next arc is going to be, so I can make sure I'm fitting in the crack. but yeah, I like most Dragon Ball fans, I have high hopes, but I'm just like. I'm ready to be disappointed. They should be dropping like a spoiler for it soon because it's like what the 12th or something. So it's like they should be releasing previews soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, dog. Like even with the Dragon Ball Deliverance, like they really sat back and gave Vegeta like his just due. Like I'm not really a Vegeta super duper fan, but I noticed that they really don't treat Vegeta well in the series.
I'm a fan of storytelling, and they shit it all over.
They just don't do him right at all. So I know even with this Deliverance shit, like they really he got a new special move. If you haven't watched it all the way, you gotta watch that shit because the artist, whoever that dude is. He's like so good.
I think it's a mix of different.
Yeah, it's a mix. But it's the dude who does like the main Sakura stuff. Like that guy is crazy. Like he looks official. Like he looks like he was hired by these people in Japan. Like he looks really like this stuff is great. Bro.
I like what they did with. I think that's Deliverance. What they did with Oob and how he uses his powers. I like what they did with that.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. And it sucks that each episode takes like a year to get done. But at the end of the day, like it's worth it.
Hey, they get millions of views. I'm sure they're getting paid, so.
Yeah, I don't know how long though till Toby come knock on their door, but like, yo, y'all need to stop,
Yeah, it's like if SpongeBob the anime can make it back from YouTube purgatory, I'm sure they'll be alright. Yeah, that's true. Because that was nice that was good just for the culture. That was a good move. That was a good move. So.
Facts. Yep. Shit's crazy, man.
Are you from here?
Nah. I'm from New Jersey, but you might as well say I'm from here because I was raised out here. I moved out here in '96.
Okay, I was like, you hit that mind kind of strong. I'm like, you from here, dog? Nah, I'm saying I was like born in San Diego, but I was raised out here since I was like 2.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't think I'm from Georgia though for some reason. I don't know. I guess I just don't carry myself like an Atlanta dude. I don't know.
People ask me the same thing, like you just did. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm gonna say how much time we got. We got another good 5 minutes. Is there anything you'd like to promote while you're here?
Just go to the Kickstarter, you know, by going to my Instagram, ZayArts, on Instagram.com/ZayArts21, and Instagram.com/MindlessDesignsComics.
I'm pretending there's something here, like so graphics. Go here.
I go there. What else? Oh yeah, mindlessdesigns.com. You know, that's like the hub of everything. I'm gonna do a revamp on that real soon.
Mindless Designs.
Mindlessdesigns.com.
Here's a quick question: How much of a proponent would you say you are for having your own website and a social media thing?
It's really, I mean, it's always good to do it, but it ain't really worth it.
It ain't worth it.
People, like you said earlier, they're stuck to what they know. So they're stuck to Instagram, they're stuck to Facebook, they're stuck to Twitter or whatever. So try to get them to go to the web. Unless you have content on there that's not going to be anywhere else, it's not really worth it.
So why do you keep it?
I guess that's what it is. I have content on there that's not going to be anywhere else. I have a comic on there that's called Chrono Dream that will be connected to another comic I'm working on for Instagram real soon.
Alright.
So you can
Is your story a universe? Or is
yeah, everything is connected. Every single thing. Okay. Like everything. Every comic book I've ever released that's through the Mindless Designs brand is connected. So.
Okay, Mindless Designs, the next MCU or the MDCU. There you go.
There you go. MDCU. There you go. Right there.
There you go.
There you go, man.
Well, I'd like to say thanks for being on the show, man.
For sure, dog. For sure.
Looking forward to seeing what comes from the definitely. I'll be honest. I haven't really. No, actually, I did read Just an Ordinary Guy. I read that from before, so I'm interested to see Iron Infinity because I'm definitely gonna look at this one now. So
all of it's connected, even Jobs with Scenario Guy. That's like the beginning. Like that's like the very first comic you should read.
The green dude, yeah. I was like, okay, this is something. Let me see what this is about. Yeah, I was like, just to see, it's like, okay, that's different. I was like, let me just see what it's about. So good job on character design.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, thanks for being on the podcast. Go check out all the stuff. I'm sure all the graphics are ran by at this point. If I wasn't too lazy to edit it. And yeah, see you next time.
Come on, Benny, man. The kid is a L7 Weenie.